Well, I'm gonna try something new and see how this goes. This is Tomer here. Getting to spend 10 days in a town that I haven't been in a long time. Still hated by everyone. You don't have to say it, I can see it. The way you are, how you act, the looks you make, how you speak to me, or the lack of. People are afraid of people who speak out of anger. It scares them. 10 days no sleep. It'll do it to you. You'll eventually figure something out. But did you know that people that speak out of anger are scared? I know I am. When I speak out of anger, I'm extraordinarily scared about what's going on. And no matter what I've tried to say, no matter how nice I start off or how quiet and peaceful I start off, if the person I'm talking to doesn't care, it's not going to get me anywhere. It's not going to help. Had this cardinal over there. I don't know if you can see him. Never mind. It's gone now. But every day I've been out here at this public library, which I've been graciously full permission to be here even if they're open or closed. Trying to just put myself back together. I'm not actually homeless. I just can't go home. I have a title with my name on it, along with my supposed significant other. Thought being married would be a lot better than what it was. I thought she would be treating me a lot better than what she ended up doing. Because while I'm out here, no sleep for 10 days, trying to figure out food and when to use the bathroom, and God, I miss sleeping in a bed. You know people don't like you the way they act and the way they look towards you. They really don't know even what I'm saying is right. I'm gonna try a new thing, make some vlogs, and see where it takes me. I'm not interested in becoming famous because I'm talking. But what I would like is an understanding. Not every human being in the world speaks the same language. Not every human understands that patience is a virtue and common sense is very uncommon now. Some people just talk differently. Some people think differently. I have a 4.25 GPA. I excel in mathematics, computers, and science. Yet, I can't get a job to save my life. Pardon me. None of these videos are gonna be cut or edited. All raw footage. You get to see what everyday life is for me. If you feel like joining in and being a part of it, cool. Don't even know if I'm gonna even get that. Living out of a backpack. Kicked out of my own house. So many wrongdoings. My rights have been infringed upon. So many wrongdoings. I'm out here trying to just find a place to sleep and eat, and use the bathroom, while she's in my house, sleeping with a bunch of different people, doing drugs and partying. I guess that what makes me stronger is I'm a study now, party later kind of guy. Well, it seems like some people are a party now, study later kind of person. No matter who you talk to or how you talk to them, if they don't want to listen and they don't want to care, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you try, it ain't gonna solve anything because they don't want it to. And that is a horrible thing having to say because that's how my marriages was. Been cheated on in every relationship, called a psycho, a retard, all these offensive things. And yet somehow I'm still able to wake up every morning and function. I suffer from crippling depression, mental illness. Every day I struggle to try to put a smile on my face. It's like Robin Williams. It's a funny guy, very outgoing, tried to make everyone laugh because deep down he couldn't even find his own humor for himself. He couldn't find his own happiness no matter how hard he searched. He ended up taking his life because no one understood him. I've had friends take their lives because no one understood them. A very close friend of mine, Brandon, hung himself in his dad's garage with an orange extension cord. I've made a vow to avenge that by no matter how hard life is, no matter how difficult things are, I will keep this pulse. I refuse to ever stoop to the point where I succumb to those evils. I've been homeless before in a different state too. I've been in Arizona taking care of my now late father. The only one in my family to go down there. He couldn't take care of himself. I had to feed him, bathe him, change him, help him with everything. No one else cared. And when I got back to Michigan, my whole family threw me away. I've witnessed some very bad things down in Arizona. Going to a homeless shelter called Cass in Phoenix. Scary, man. Scary. It's like Raccoon City. Armed guards, electronic fences, TSA checkpoints every time you go into the building, complete search. If you have something they don't like, you get kicked out, shot, or thrown it away. Or all three. My dad was a vet. He was treated like shit all his life after he served his country. I didn't have to enroll to be treated like shit by my country. There's no freedoms here. There's no happiness anymore. Because it's all designed to destroy it. And you have to create your own no matter how hard it is. I'm almost 30 years old. This ain't even my first midlife crisis. I've had them since I was young. Early age, being thrown into therapy with medications. 5th grade, 2 mental hospitals because I had a mom that didn't like me. I don't know what it was. She put me through some really bad times and blamed it all on me because I was angry. Spoke out of anger. It's gonna get very personal in these blogs, so keep up. I have nothing to hide. I have no shame. I have no more dignity. I don't care what people know about me anymore. Because they'll believe a lie from someone else and not even care about me because of who I am. I'm 28 years old. I've already had 2 kids that were taken away by CPS. Something I didn't do. It's put through psychological medication therapy since I was a young kid. I was like 2 months old. My mom said I was, in my baby book, that I was acting out of anger. No, I wasn't. I was 2 months old. I didn't know any better. Next thing you know, some of my earliest memories are going to therapy, being dragged in there by my mother and father before their second divorce. She always wanted me to go out and make friends. The game of hide and seek ended up to be a game of hide and go for yourself. And I was it. You give a child medication at a young age in therapy and told how to think. You remove all of their own instincts and creativity and their own ability for their own coping mechanisms. And they feel like they have to be on a substance in order to do so. I've had more therapists than I've had friends. I've had more doctors than I've had jobs. And I drank a lot of alcohol and I've abused a lot of drugs. But not in the past 3 years. Yeah, I smoke weed. But I won't drink anymore. I used to do ketamine because I lost my children and I needed to escape. Went down a dark path a long time ago. When I was a kid. Sorry that I'm all over the place. Just pick and choose what you want to listen to, even if you do. Highly doubt anyone's going to. But when I was a kid, my mom says, "Oh, you need friends. Let's contact an organization to buy a friend for you." Well, I was told it was from Big Brother, Big Sister. But come to find out, my mom just randomly hired someone and I ended up being raped multiple times. She didn't care. I was too afraid to tell her because she's the reason why it happened. I had a butcher knife. All the way up my anus. Tied to a telephone pole in the middle of winter, having to crawl home. Somehow, with that same knife, cut myself free. I've been raped multiple times by guys. Dan Heiso, I'll never forget that name. Over a pool table with a 3-inch coring drill bit to my head and said, "If I make a noise, I die." Is that really someone who you want working at the First Resources North therapy, where I had to go for 18 years he was a lead child psychologist at that exact place that I was forced to go to. Every day I'd go in there every week I'd go in there for therapy and I'd see him. My heart would just explode. My mind would melt. My soul would shatter. But I had to act like I'm okay. Or they would just throw me back into a mental hospital. Throw more pills into my system. You can't give a child medication at a young age and therapy at a young age and expect him to be okay without needing substances when he's older in order to cope. You've taught him to have that need, that the codependency on medication in order to cope with life. At a young age, you give a child, 3rd, 4th grade, 2nd grade, kindergarten, You throw them in medications, 2,000 milligrams of lithium depakote, you name it, Latuda, Lamictal, Lamotrigine, Catapress. I've been on them all. I've been Mr. Guinea Pig. Suffered from crippling depression ever since then. I've been set up for a lot of bad things because I speak out of anger. People get scared when you speak out of anger. But then again, what if that person speaking out of anger is just scared and is trying everything he can to push him away because all he's doing is being hurt? You wonder why people have alcohol and drug addiction problems. I can guarantee you 90% of those people, 99% of those people were abused as children, neglected and forced to have some sort of substance or therapy in them when they were young. Or just the fact that it's 100% neglect. Neglect can be even worse than a drug. Living out of a backpack for 10 days. While my supposed significant other is... I'm starting to understand Robin Williams' mind a lot more. He was outgoing, funny, tries to always make people laugh. But deep down inside, we all knew something was wrong, but we didn't do anything about it because he was really good at hiding it. I'm not good at hiding it. I've lost friends already to suicide. I've lost family to suicide. And it's a very, very scary, hard thing to deal with. It's not the end of suffering. You just pass that suffering on to other people.